On the 6th of September, Cummins, Daimler, and PACCAR, three of the biggest truck manufacturers in the world, partnered on a $3 billion electric battery plant for electric trucks in North America. However, no one knew that during that period of time, Cummins was being investigated by the federal government. Why were they being investigated? Well, because they were knowingly breaking the law. As a result, they were just fined a record $1.7 billion over emissions defeat devices. It seems as though the diesel scandal will never die. There is no such thing as clean diesels. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Happy Christmas. Hope you had an amazing 2023, and I'm looking forward to a fantastic 2024. Just want to say thank you to so much to all of you for your support this year. It's been an incredible year, incredibly challenging, incredibly rewarding, and yeah, overall, you know, it's one of those situations where you look back and think, wow, that was a tough year. I'm glad I got through it. I don't know if Cummins are seeing things the same way because they're probably feeling a bit sad and sorry for themselves. Truck engine manufacturer Cummins has agreed to pay, so they're not even going to fight this. They've simply agreed to pay $1.7 billion penalty. That's $1.7 billion US dollars for installing emissions cheat devices on hundreds of thousands. So we don't know how many it was. I think it's about maybe 300,000 vehicles have emissions cheat devices. This is the largest ever penalty for a Clean Air Act violation. As you can see, the Justice Department was very, very decisive in this move. And it looks as though Cummins is just going, you know what, we did the crime, we have to pay the fine. The department said Cummins allegedly installed defeat devices on 630,000 2000 to 2019 Ram 2500 and 3500 pickup truck engines and undisclosed auxiliary emission control devices on 330,000 2019 to 2023 Ram 2500 and 3500 pickup truck engines. So actually put those two numbers together and it looks as though they have in fact installed some form of cheat devices to lie about emissions on their vehicles on 960,000 vehicles. So nearly 1 million vehicles. Attorney General Merrick Garland said the agreement resolves allegations the company unlawfully altered hundreds of thousands of engines to bypass emissions tests in violation of the Clean Air Act. And they could have said nearly 1 million because that would sound, you know, obviously more realistic because that's what it is, 960,000. Anyway, this is the second largest environmental penalty deal ever reached in history. Garland added that the preliminary estimates suggest that defeat devices on some Cummins engines have caused them to produce thousands of tons of excess emissions of nitrogen oxides. So nitrogen oxides are the things that will kill you. For example, if you just stood in a room, like fire brigade workers do so when their fire trucks start up. So unfortunately, cancer is extremely high. Rates of cancer are much, much higher in the fire brigade community as a result of this. And what happens is the fire trucks in the United States would start their engines when the actual gates were closed of the actual fire station. So all the emissions are going into the fire station. Then they open up the gates and they drive out. But by that time, people in the fire station have breathed in all the fumes. And that's the reason, one of the reasons why life expectancy of those in the fire brigade in both Australia and the United States is actually approximately 15 years lower than the rest of the community in America and Australia. So it gives you an idea of just how toxic the emissions from these diesel vehicles truly are. The company has seen no evidence that anyone acted in bad faith and does not admit wrongdoing, Cummins said. So Cummins is willing to pay the fine, but saying it didn't do anything in bad faith. That's pretty insane if you ask me. They're basically saying, we install devices on our vehicles knowing they cause cancer. They know this, of course, they cause numerous illnesses, and we didn't act in bad faith. Okay. Stellantis, which owns Ram, they have declined to comment. And realistically, Stellantis will have to pay this, of course. Cummins first disclosed a review in 2019 and has already recalled some Ram trucks. Now, I don't know if they're going to be forced to recall all of them, but they should. They should have to recall all 960,000 of these vehicles and figure out some solution. The company, which also counts PACCAR and Daimler Trucks North America as customers, said around $1.93 billion of the total penalty is expected to be made in the first half of next year. EPA Administrator Michael Regan said vulnerable communities are more likely to reside near highways where these harmful emissions are concentrated, making this agreement critical to advancing our environmental justice agenda. I don't consider myself a social justice warrior. I think realistically, there's a lot of things that I don't talk about on this channel, but I talk about things that are real. The World Health Organization has said people are dying from cancer at a historic rate. It's growing, and they can't understand why. But they also said that the emissions from these diesel vehicles are causing cancer. We're seeing more of these vehicles on the roads than we've ever seen before. It doesn't take a genius to put the maths together to work out what's 2 and 2. To work out this is one of the key reasons for it. Honestly, it's a huge fine, but I thought it should have been even bigger. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments, please. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.